Mozambique is bracing for more protests as the country's top constitutional body prepares to validate its disputed election. The Southeast African nation has been rocked by an unprecedented wave of violence since October's vote, leading to at least 130 deaths. For more, let's bring in Bloomberg's Ondiro Oganga. And Ondiro, if the Constitutional Council do actually validate the election results, how is that likely to be taken by the public, who, of course, have been demonstrating for the last couple of months now?
Jumana, we've been hearing speculation from local media that actually they're expecting the Constitutional Court to validate these results that saw the ruling party win by a majority. We had their candidate, Daniel Chapo, win the presidential vote by 70%, and then opposition leader Venâncio Mondlane only win 20% of the vote and only getting 31 of the 250 parliamentary seats. He did not like these results. He contested in the Constitutional Council, citing election fraud. And leading up to these results, like you asked, tension has been rising in the country. You had Mondlane through Facebook Live saying that the Constitutional Council's decision will either lead Mozambique back to peace or plunge the country into chaos. He's announced the next phase of the protest, which is calling Turbo V8, and this is expected to continue putting social, political, and economic pressure on this government. As this tension continues to rise, we're also seeing civil society calling for truce and negotiations between both sides, but the incoming president, Daniel Chapo, is yet to be sworn in. So he has no constitutional mandate to negotiate or cut a deal with Mondlane. And on the other hand, the outgoing President Filipe Nyusi has completely and successfully completed his two presidential terms. Hence, he has no incentive to cut a deal and negotiate. He had a 1-hour call with Mondlane, but Mondlane maintains that the basis for any conversation is for electoral truth to be revealed, which is a non-starter for any conversation.
Yeah, and of course, while all these demonstrations were taking place, the country has sort of come to a standstill. I've seen many analysts downgrade their forecasts for Mozambique growth for next year. How likely is it that we see a turnaround in the coming months, or is the outlook still pretty dim based on the political backdrop that we've seen in the last couple of months?
Jumana, we are not likely to see a turnaround in this quarter or the next quarter because several sectors are taking a hit. Take tourism, for example. This is supposed to be their biggest season. They're expecting tourists to be coming in, flocking the Mozambican beaches, enjoying their Christmas, but hotels are operating under capacity with little to no confirmations. So lodges, hotels, and adjacent industries that depend on tourism are likely to take a hit. You also look at their $20 billion natural gas project with Total. It's likely to face further delays. And this is a project that was expected to increase the country's foreign exchange earning, create employment, and grow the economy. Now, delays put at risk Mozambique's debt servicing. And the president has also come out and says civil servants' salaries are likely to delay due to a drop in revenue collection. You're also having the Business Association Council saying that losses will amount to about $400 million. And Standard Bank, like you mentioned in your question, they've downgraded their outlook and forecast to about 2.5% from last year's growth forecast of 5%. And they're saying they're expecting a contraction in the fourth quarter and the first quarter of 2025. And two consecutive contractions means that Mozambique will be heading into a technical recession. So turning things around, not likely in the near future until they reach a middle ground, have a conversation, and start turning the economy around.